Hello everyone, how's it going? It's Nation here. So this is going to be a very quick tutorial on a little trick I did with my latest commission. So I did some Alpha Legion recently, and one of the requests was to try and produce ghillie suits. Now, I personally didn't have a clue on what to do, but the client gave me some instructions and said something to try, and we ended up with this little thing. Now this is not glued down because basically the client's, well, I said to the client, this is all a bit new to me, so I will let him do the actual sculpting on it. But so this is just blue tacked on at the moment. But the idea being, here's the ghillie suit. So, and granted, you can probably mould and move this to the point where you want it. You could have it surrounding the whole thing. I think it kind of only works as a kind of cloak rather than an actual full-on all over the suit, because I think you actually would lose the model if you did that. But yeah, this one at the moment is just blue tacked on, and I believe the client's going to glue it down. So, but what I'm doing is creating a load of this stuff for the client to create, so he can do it on the rest of the models. So let's show you. So this is a very, very quick tutorial. So this, we start off with this. So this is bandage gauze or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but this is basically medical bandage gauze. I think that's what it's called. And you can get this in different grades and stuff like that. But this one works quite nicely because you've got a kind of semi-variant pattern here going on. So now this is obviously white, which doesn't really work too well for a ghillie suit. So what I did is I sprayed it with Rhinox hide from GW, and we got this. Now it's not fully brown, it's not fully black sort of thing, but it's kind of enough. If you stretch it out, it goes white again, so you probably want to avoid doing that. The next stage though will kind of cover that up a bit. So that's that. So that is, there's no real trick to that. You literally just lay it on a piece of cardboard, spray it. It uses up quite a lot of spray, so bear that in mind. And then let it dry, turn it over, do the other side, let it dry, and you end up with this. So yeah, the more, as things go on, the more steps you do at this stage, the stiffer this stuff becomes, so bear that in mind. So the next step was to start adding herbs. So this is like this is, I said this on Chill and Wargamers once, I basically got conned. I bought this stuff from Secret Weapon, and it is basically herbs. I don't know what kind, like basil or whatever, herbs and spices. That's all this is. But they'll charge you like 5-6 quid for it, where you can go down to your local supermarket, pick this up for probably a quid or $1 or whatever. So yeah, don't get conned. Go down to your supermarket and pick some of this stuff up. Granted, your models will smell, so that's the thing. Doesn't matter, as soon as you seal it up, it's alright. Then, what I did is, after I got that pattern down, is start gluing some patches down and just dumping static grass all over it to get this effect. It depends on the consistency you want to do, so you can see up here I've gone for a bit more, here's a bit less. I kind of think a little bit of a less is more to a degree, and then I just need to fill off the rest of this sheet. All you do then, this one, here's one I did earlier, cut it into a square, and then I cut a little hole like that. You will learn how much you need to cut. That's a little bit too much, to be honest with you, because that wraps around quite a bit. But you also, depending on the model, is also depending on what sort of size you need to do. So what you'll probably have to do is cut a larger square than you need, and then trim it down to the size that you want it, and get it to the section or size and shape you want it, and then just replicate that across the models as best you can. Then all I've done here is I've just used a little bit of blue tack to hold that down, and then what I would probably suggest doing is, if you get a little bit of glue or something like that, and just push these in a little bit, just push them in just a little bit, so that it gives the essence of fabric, because otherwise it's kind of, right, it does look like a giant sort of dressing gown that's furry, I have to admit. But once you got a load of these on the table from that far away, they kind of start looking like ghillie suits. Now, granted, this guy's got a blue hood. Not the best of colour matches, but the client requested that, and we're going on the assumption that you could pull a hood over that again to make it look like that. Initially, this was intended for Space Marines, but what we found out is the Space Marines silhouette is too bulky for ghillie suits, because it ends up just looking like a big mound. Like it kind of, because of the backpack, this gets extended out and becomes this big bump. It's kind of blob like that. So it's got no kind of silhouette of a human or a bush at all. It is just, it doesn't really work. You mean if you can get it, if you find a way to get it to work, by all means, I'd love to see. But we did try a few tests and we didn't get very far with it. So we've opted out that the cultists will be the guys kind of laying the targets, and then the Space Marines will be the ones coming in and doing the damage. So yeah, very quick tutorial. I haven't actually really shown you how to do it, but all you do is just get glue, dab it on with the paint, and sprinkle on. There's nothing really to it, and then you cut it out to what size you want. So that's that. I'll do a little spinny round video just so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, very quick one for you. Hope that helps. If you want to do camo, guys, there's something for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it steady, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.